well. There's only 4 teams standing. I believe it was 158 teams that entered the tournament. 64 teams made it to the bracket play, which started Thursday, and now it's Championship Saturday. The winner gets to the show, the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championships here in Hoover, Alabama. We're at the Met Sports Complex. It'll be a good one this morning, and we're ready to get things started underway. Your umpires this morning: Ricky will manage the game behind the plate. He'll call balls and strikes. He'll manage things for the club. It's a 3-man operation. Chad will head down to first base, part of the umpiring crew, and Derek will be down on the third base side. That's a 3-man crew, and as I mentioned, Ricky will manage the game from behind the plate. On the defensive side, to start things off, your prospects will be the home team. They'll get the bottom of the frame. On the hill, the right-hander, Brandon Manavong from Northern California. Behind the plate, Nateo Victorio. Victorio will do the catching for the club and managing things there. Over on the first base side, Daniel D. Bedard. And the second base position, Noah Gerolimic. Over in third, Easton O'Quinn. In the shortstop position, Blake Barberena. Heading out to the outfield, over on the left side, Trey Lawrence. In center field, running things out there for the outfielders will be Carter Nash. On the right side, rounding things out, Brody Taylor. That's the defensive set for the ZT National Prospects team. Now, it should be a good one. Clearing skies here this morning. There was some rain early in the morning, but with turf fields, conditions are perfect. These fields drain out very quickly and dry, and it's a lot easier to get games on the way as we are ready to go. Luis Prieto, the center fielder, will step in to start things off for Team Elite. And Victorio gets hooked up, gets his earpiece in. And we are ready to go. Ricky will put it in play. He checks his men on the field. It's game time. The semifinals. And a strike to open up for Manavong, and the count is 0-1. And the count goes to 1-1. And a ball drops in left center, shallow, over Barberena's head on the shortstop side. And Prieto gets on board with a single. And Dabowski Colton will step in, swings it lefty, righty-lefty matchup. Left fielder with Prieto over at first, and Manavong just letting Prieto know, I see you over there, and checking him back. Pitch on the way. Good pitch on the inside, strike locating. The count is 0-1. And Bedard putting the tag on, safe back at first. Prieto getting back in. Bunt attempt, they got him tied up at first. The tag is on. And Nateo Victorio on the back pick. Prieto was on the go on a bunt attempt and a 1-1 count at the plate. And Bedard slaps the tag on. Yeah, I got him 1-1. I got you 1-1. I think it's 0-2. You're right, because he went bunt. You're right. Well, the count is 0-2, corrected here. Chopper, Gerolimic, and the prospects. They pick up an out there. And a ball to plate. The count is 1-0 to the three-hitter. Brooks hitting in the three spot. Ball missing outside. The count goes to 2-0. And Manavong low on the plate there. And a 3-0 count. Ball four-pitch walk. Manavong puts on the three-hitter. And Brooks Nelson will step in, the first baseman. And the count is 0-1. And pitch there, locating. Good pitch for Manavong, and it works ahead in the count here at 0-2. Ellison steps back in. Manavong ahead in the count. Brooks over at first, pitch on the way. And strike three called at the plate and gets caught looking. Ellison and the Prospects will turn it over. They leave one on. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Prospects will get on the offensive side. As Team Elite gets on the defensive side, the pitcher of record, Campbell, Jack Campbell, the right-hander, get his tosses in. Behind the plate, Landis. And over at first base, you'll have Ellison. Second base will be Cash. Over on the third base side, Knox Kersey. And over at shortstop, you'll have Donato. Brooks take care of business there. And left field, Dabowski. Center field would be Prieto, and rounding things out on the right side will be Morris. That's the defensive set for Team Elite. As the Prospects will get on the offensive side, the leadoff batter, top of the order, Jordan Leon. Once again, you're enjoying the 2025 WWBA National Championship Tournament here in Hoover, Alabama. Chris Allard with the call this morning. It's been a pleasure doing the games throughout the course of this tournament. As it was one a day starting a week ago Saturday, all the way up to this past Thursday. Bracket play started Thursday, went Thursday, Friday, where they went two a day. And here on the championship day this Saturday, 4 teams stand. And this is the first semifinal, another semifinal going on the opposite field. And the winners will get to the title matchup. Jordan Leon to start things off. We're ready to go. Jack ready to deal. Pitch on the way. And a big cut at the plate. The count is 0-1. And another big swing there. And the count is 0-2. And strike three called. Jordan Leon, 2 swings and takes a look at the third one. Stepping in Blake Barberena. And a big cut there for Barberena. The count is 0-1. And a ball out. Count evens up at 1-1. And ball's low. Barberena chasing the low part of the plate and swinging it looked like a ball. And the count goes to 1-2. And a ball at the plate there. And he did not go, says our infield umpire down on third base. Derek makes the call on the appeal. And the count goes to 2-2. One out for the prospects as Barberena locks back in. And a ball up. The count goes full to 3-2. So a full count to Barberena. Patient here at the plate with one out in the bottom of the first frame. No score. And ball four, so Barberena gets a free ride down to first base and finds himself on board with a walk. And Easton O'Quinn will step in. Coach Carlos Avila down on the third base side, head coach for the club. Coach Trey over at first. And O'Quinn will step in with Barberena over on the first base side. Ellison holds him on. Pitch on the way. And a ball up. The count is 1-0. Pleasant temperatures here this morning after some rain throughout the evening. And the early morning game certainly a benefit for the players and everybody enjoying. And that ball gets away behind the plate. And Barberena will move up 90 feet. And the count is 2-0. O'Quinn steps back in. Barberena at second. Cash, the second baseman, poking in a little bit. Shortstop's ranged up. Jack takes a look. And in tight on the fastball, and the count goes to 3-0. So O'Quinn being pleasantly smart, I should say, and hanging in there is looked pretty relaxed there on that inside fastball. And so obviously just getting out of the way the best he could, and the count is 3-0. So second baseman creeping in here, and Jack will check here, working from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Ball four. So 4-pitch walk issued to Easton O'Quinn, and Jack, the starting pitcher, 2 walks back to back. And stepping in, number 12, Carter Nash. So Nash will step in. O'Quinn at first, and Barberena at second. And a fastball up and in. Nash will lay off there, and a quick visit out to the mound as the starting pitcher for Team Elite, Jack Campbell, in a little bit of trouble here early on. Stay with us. The 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championship event here in Hoover, Alabama. Chris Allard with the call. We'll be right back. So Ricky, our head umpire, will put it back in play. And the count is 1-0. And fastball up again. The count goes to 2-0. So Carter Nash presenting bunt. And a 2-0 count here. And a strike there. Jack makes the adjustment, gets the low part of the plate, and the count goes to 2-1. And a big cut at the plate. The count evens up at 2-2. So Nash with a 2-2 count. One out here in the bottom of the first frame, no score. O'Quinn at first, Barberena at second. And the ball's cut foul. And the ball is up. The count goes to 3-2. So a full count here to Carter Nash. And ball 4. So Jack will load the bases on 3 walks. And stepping in will be Nateo Victorio. The monster will step in. All stations occupied here with 1 out. And 3 walks issued. Fastball is up. The count is 1-0. So the prospects with a scoring opportunity here. A line drives your friend. I've been saying that all week. A lot of balls hit, elevated, and easy plays for the outfielders. And a strike inside, locates there. The count goes to 1-1. 330 to the corners, 375 in the power alleys, and in deep center it's 400 right at the batter's eye. And with 1 out, the prospect's looking for a knock. Barberena at third. And a ball's inside and low. The count goes to 2-1. So Victorio, patient. Looks at an inside pitch. And a 2-1 count. A long hold here. And a ball is out, and the count goes to 3-1 to Victorio. So Victorio in a hitter's count here. Jack in a little bit of trouble. He's walked 3 so far. And a ball's cut back foul. The count goes full at 3-2. So Victorio takes a cut there. The 3-2 pitch. And cut back here, and Victorio takes another stroke and fouls it back. So Victorio steps out and will reload. And ball 4, and so a walk of 4 men, and coming across is Blake Barbarena. So 4 walks, and the Prospects get a free one, and it's 1-0, and stepping in Trey Lawrence. A visit out to the mound, that might be short work there. A tough situation as Jack is looking at his coach, and it looks like that's going to be short work there. 4 walks in a semifinal matchup. Stay with us. Things are getting interesting early on in the 2025 WBA semifinal matchup. We'll be right back. And a pitching change for Team Elite as the starting pitcher walked in the first run and loaded the bases with 4 walks. And stepping in Trey Lawrence. Gavin Poteet takes over the left-hander. A lefty-righty matchup as the sun's starting to open up on the field, and the ball's upstairs. The count is 1-0. So 1-0 count as Poteet faces Lawrence here for the first time. Ball is up. The count goes to 2-0. So I mentioned our head umpire, Ricky, managing the game, working with Derek and Chad. Chad down on the first base side, Derek on the infield here. And a ball out. The count is 3-0. So Poteet comes in, and Jack Campbell will own the runners. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, another walked-in run here for Team Elite.
Batter in, boys, batter in. Good job,
and Easton O'Quinn will come over. And it's 2-0 on walks. Stepping in, Brody Taylor. And 1 out, and the bases remain juiced for the Prospects. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. The count is 0-1. And a 2-1 correction, 1-1 count. And a big cut at the plate there. And Poteet gets it through. The count is 1-2. And strike 3 called at the plate, gets the low part of the zone, and Taylor will have a seat. And Noah Gerolimic will step in. 2 outs. Fastball up, the count's 1-0. And a strike there. Gerolimic takes a look. The count evens up at 1-1. And out at the plate, aggressive playing there. And Carlos Avila having some words with the coach. Oh, the push on the coach. That's out of the game. Look at this breaking out here. This is ridiculous. A coach comes out of the dugout and pushes Carlos. And that was an ugly situation there. And unnecessary, absolutely. The two coaches are having some words and getting in the faces there. And one coach came out and pushed Carlos. And we'll see what happens here. We're going to bring you back into live action. Tensions are rising. So an 0-2 count, things settle down here. We're in the top of the second. And the ball's out. The count goes to 1-2. And the ball's hit to the left side, on board with a single. And a strike there. The count goes to 0-1. And the count goes to 1-1. So Manavong with a 1-1, correction 0-2 count. My apologies there. And just missing there. Did he go? And the count goes to 1-2. So a 1-2 count with a runner on here. Ball's hit into center. Carter Nash making the adjustment, and he'll pull it in. So one out as Nash from center field pulls that in. And the Prospects will pick up their first out. So Nash in center takes care of that. And a ball out. The count is 1-0. So Cash, the second baseman, stepping in with one out and a runner at first. And the count is 2-0. And the ball just missing out. The count goes to 3-0. Ball 4, Manavong puts the runner on, and runners at first and second. And stepping in, batter Dagan, Eli, the designated hitter here. And runners at first and second. High pop-up. And the ball's out of play there, and Victorio and everybody releasing. And the count is 0-1. And good-looking curveball there for Manavong, and the count goes to 0-2. And they safe down at the first base side, so they get the advancing runner at second. And the runner's out at second, but they'll move over to the corner, safe down the first base side. And they get their second out. So 2 down. And stepping in the 9 hitter, number 5. Batter Knox, third baseman. Fielder's choice here. Gerolamic will handle it. They leave 2 on. The Prospects will head to the bottom of the second frame. They lead at 2-0. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back into live action. That ball is hit deep. The left fielder's backing up a long route and a good grab. A big fly out for Gerolimic. And one down. Stepping in, Daniel Bedard. One out here, bottom of the second frame. You're enjoying the semifinals, the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championships. And the ball is up and out. The count is 1-0. Gavin Potee taking over for Elite on the mound. Working his second inning here. Pitch on the way. And a strike outside. The count evens up. The count goes to 1-1. So Bedard will lock back in. Andy, left side, that ball will drop in, and Bedard with a good cut there, and a little flare just over to the left side, and Bedard will get on board. Stepping in, the pitcher, Brandon Manavong. And a strike outside. The count is 0-1. And a strike outside. Manavong showing bunt. And pulled back. The count is 0-2. And the count gets low in the zone. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Manavong. And a ball out. The count evens up at 2-2. So Manavong, patient, steps back in with a 2-2 count and 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the second, 2-0 Prospects. Bedard at first. And did he lay off? Appeal down to first. And he did not go. And the count goes full at 3-2. So Manavong stays patient as he's locked and loaded and back in. And a foul ball pulled in on the first base side out of play. And our infield umpire down on the first base side, Chad, right on the call. And Manavong will come back. And Manavong, right side, fouls it off, and going to the fence line, no play. And the right side again fouled off, and this time it'll stay in foul territory, and that's it. They pick up their second out on a pop-up over to the first base side. Out of play. And Ellison will pull it in. 2 outs, and Jordan Leon will step in. And fastball missing. The count goes to 1-0. And a ball outside. The count goes to 2-0. And a ball out, and it's a 3-0 count. So Jordan Leon staying patient at the plate, and Poteet takes him to a 3-0 count. We're in the bottom of the second, 2-0 prospects in the first frame. 5 walks, 2 runs came over. And low and inside, ball 4. So Jordan Leon will get on board with a walk, and Blake Barberena will step in. So Barberena will step in, facing Poteet for the first time. If you're just joining us, we welcome you. Semifinals, championship day here this Saturday. And this is one of the 2 semifinals going on here this morning. And a strike outside, the count goes to 0-1. And Barberena takes a swing. He'll cut it foul and out of play. The count goes to 0-2. And swing and a miss at the plate. Strike 3. They'll leave 2 on. We'll head to the third. 2-0 prospects. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back into live action, we're ready to go here. We're in the third, and Manavong stays on the hill for the prospects. We're ready to go. Count is 1-0. Poteet hitting. And swing and a miss at the plate. The count goes even to 1-1. So the count goes 1-1 to Poteet. And a strike on the inside. Manavong locates, gets the inner third called, and the count goes to 1-2. And strike 3 called. Manavong gets the outer third and makes the adjustment. So Manavong working good around the plate, gets the strikeout. And back to the top of the order, Prieto will step in. So a little gear adjustment here. Coach Sam comes out to help Victorio. And then again, you're enjoying the semifinal game 1 of 2 here. The second semi taking place here at the Met as well. And you're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championship. Chris Allard with the call. And Victorio getting geared up again. A little problem with his in-ear piece and the equipment there. And it might be a battery issue, but nonetheless, they get that taken care of. Coach Eric Ortiz communicating now with Mateo Victorio. And a ball just missing there. The count is 1-0 with one out. And the count goes to 1-1. And swing and a miss on the inside. Prieto takes a cut. And Manavong at a ball and 2 strikes here as Prieto steps back in. And the count goes to 2-2. And a ball chopped foul, and the count holds it 2-2. And that gets away from Manavong and hit by pitch with one out. And Dabowski, the left fielder, will come in. So Manavong will work from the stretch here. Prieto on board, hit by pitch. And the count is 1-0. Swing at the plate, cut foul, straight back, no play, and the count goes to 1-1. And they get the advancing run. Prieto will have a seat as Noah Geralamick took a look at first, and obviously the advancing runner wanted to take care of that. So 2 outs. And the batter, the 3-hitter Brooks, will step in. Righty-lefty matchup. And the count is 1-0. And a ball slice foul, cut at the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Brooks, the shortstop for Team Elite. As I mentioned, hitting here in the 3 spot. A 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runner goes, throw down, and the tag is on. And a great throw for Mateo Victorio. Guns down the runner at second. And the Prospects, they'll go to the bottom of the third, 2-0. Some good defensive work demonstrated by the Prospects. It's a good one. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back live here as we're enjoying the semifinal matchup between the ZT National Prospects and Team Elite here, the 14U Majors division of the 2025 WWBA National Championships. And Easton O'Quinn will step in for the club. So Potee stays on the hill. We're ready to go. And Easton takes a cut, fouls it straight back. And the count is 0-1. And a strikeout, curveball hitting the outside part of the plate. And the count goes to 0-2 as Potee works ahead here on Easton O'Quinn. And O'Quinn stepping back in. The 0-2 pitch, ball gets away, and the count is 1-2. And strike three called at the plate as Potee gets the lower third on the outside part of the plate, and O'Quinn will have a seat, and that'll bring in number 12, Carter Nash. Prospects here in this frame in the bottom half. The 3-4-5 hitters, and hitting here in the 4 spot, Carter Nash looks at a ball. The count, is 1-0. And a 2-0 count to Carter Nash. And a strike there. The count goes to 2-1. And fastball out. The count goes to 3-1 to Nash. And a strike outside. Nash thought he might have been on board, and Potee locates outside with the fastball. And the count goes to 3-2. And fastball outside, and a strikeout there for Potee. And Victoria will step in. 2 down, and bottom of the third frame. Sunshine breaking through now this morning as we're closing in on the 9 a.m. hour here. Lefty-lefty matchup. And a ball up and out. The count is 1-0. So Victoria locked in. Potee ready to deal. Ball up. The count goes to 2-0. So Victoria staying patient here with a 2-0 count on him and 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the third. And a strike in the low part of the plate called. Victoria takes a look. The count goes to 2-1. And a cut there, Victoria. And the count goes to 2-2 as Potee gets that through. Victoria chopper, second baseman's got to come in and make the play there. And a 4-3 put out to turn the side over. We'll head to the fourth. 2-0 Prospects over Team Elite. We'll be right back. We'll bring you back into live action. We're ready to go here in the fourth. And Manavong stays on the hill. Manavong, curveball missing there, and the count goes to 1-0. Stepping in, the three-hitter, Brooks, righty-lefty matchup. And deep to center field, Carter Nash charging, and a good grab there. And Nash off the barrel. A good stroke for Nash. I mean, good poke for Brooks, and Nash with good speed comes up out of center there and pulls it in for the first out. And the batter Worth steps in. And a strike there for Manavong. The count is 0-1. And that ball behind him as a release point there for Manavong. Might have been a little bit of wet on his grip, but the count goes to 1-1. A 2-1 count. Barberena gets down low, throw across is in time. So Badar with a good grab over on the first base side. A 6-3 put out on the scorecard and 2 outs. Hudson will step in. Morris, the right fielder. And right side to Badar. That'll do it. A line shot there, and D pulls it in. And a 1-2-3 inning for Manavong and the Prospects. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth, and Trey Lawrence leading things off. And a big cut at the plate there. That gets through for Potee, and the count is 0-1. And a ball low, and the count gets even up at 1-1. So a visit out to the mound to talk to Potee. Not sure whether the pitch call was crossed up there, but either way, it's a 1-1 count here. as Lawrence steps back in. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Prospects. And another swing and a miss as Poteet gets it through, and the count's 0-1-2. Prospects here go 6, 7, 8 in this frame. Ball's out, the count gets even at 2-2. And low in the zone, the count goes full at 3-2 to Trey Lawrence. As we're just pushing just after the 9 a.m. hour here at Hoover, Alabama at the Met Sports Complex. The 3-2 pitch and a well-hit ball to the right side. That'll drop in. Trey Lawrence gets on board with a single, and he'll shut it down at first. A well-hit ball for Lawrence. And on board, Brody Taylor will step in. And a visit out to the mound. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Brody Taylor will step in with Lawrence at first and a throw over. Trey Lawrence with good speed's a factor on the bases. As the first baseman playing catch with the pitcher, Poteet. Worth over at first. Ball's low. That gets away. And a ball at the plate, and Trey Lawrence will move up 90 feet to second as that gets away at the plate. Poteet bounced it. And the count is 1-0. Well, Brooks over at short, in tight on Lawrence. He'll range up here. Shuffling around as Poteet takes a look. Pitch on the way. Taylor left side. And left fielder, that's to the fence line. And here comes Trey Lawrence. Brody Taylor in with a double and an RBI. So Brody Taylor with the double brings over run number 3, and that's going to be it for Poteet. And that might be short work there as the coach heads out. And Taylor with a good rip there to the left side. Left fielder opened up. Grabowski had opened up on his route, but was just a little shallow there as it went over his head. So Poteet, that'll do it for him. And stepping in, Worth Ellison. First baseman will take over. He'll get the ball. Stay with us. Pitching change here. We'll be right back. And back to live action. We're ready to go. Noah Gerolamick here. Brody Taylor at second. And a strike there. And the count is 0-1. And a ball low. The count evens up at 1-1. A good stop behind the plate. Catcher Landis keeping that out in front. Second baseman shuffling in for Team Elite and will range back up. Pitch on the way. Gerolamick pulls it foul to the third base side. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And Noah, right side, right fielder backing up. That ball's got some lift. And a good grab from right field, but Brody Taylor will tag up and move over to third. A good grab there. The right fielder pulls it in. As Morris Hudson takes care of that one on a long fly out. So 1 out on the books here. Taylor moves over to third, and Bedar will step in. So Daniel Bedar steps in here, facing Worth. Works from the stretch. Pitch on the way. And the ball is low. The count is 1-0. Ellison coming in for Potee off of first base. Right-handed hurler for the club. And a 1-0 pitch. Bedar, center field. That ball's backing up deep. And tagging is Brody Taylor. And Taylor will come in. So Bedar with the sacrifice fly. Left center. And Brody Taylor will score. So the Prospects will bring over their 4th. And Brandon Manavong will step in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the frame. And a ball missing out. The count is 1-0. Manavong, single, back up the middle on board, and the Prospects getting some good pokes here. And Jordan Leon will step in. They're going to run for Manavong. Charlie Blaylock will step in and run for Manavong, the pitcher of record for the Prospects. Blaylock with good speed as Worth works from the stretch. Curveball in for the strike. The count is 0-1 to Jordan Leon. Oh, and a big clutch to the left side, foul, and a big pull there for Leon. And 3:30 down to the corner, but foul. And the count is 0-2 with 2 outs. So Ellison, Worth with 2 outs and ahead in the count at 0-2. And that ball drops in, a shallow single over the third base side. And Jordan Leon stays active in the production line, and Blake Barberena will step in. So Blaylock moves over 90 feet to second. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the frame, we're in the 4th. Prospects leading this one 4-0. And a ball out, the count goes to 1-0. Spin move there off the rubber, and Blaylock gets back, and Brooks steps off. He'll reload. Stepping back on the rubber here as Barberena steps in. Runners at first and second for the Prospects. Yeah, fastball outside. The count goes to 2-0. A 2-0 count here in the bottom of the fourth. Leon over on the first base side. Blaylock at second. Shortstop in tight. He ranges up and rolls off. And Blake Barberena, that ball's deep. And left fielder will be able to pull it in. A good grab there. The Prospects will leave 2 on, but they pick up a couple. It's 4-0. We'll head to the fifth. Stay with us. The 2025 perfect game. WWBA National Championships here at the Met Sports Complex. Chris Allard with the call. It's been a good one. Game of 2 here today. The semifinal game going on in the opposite field as well. The winner gets to the title match. We started with 158. We went to 64 for bracket play on Thursday and Friday, and now down to the final 4. Manavong stays on the hill. We'll be right back. Yeah, bringing you back into live action. Manavong here opens up in the fifth. And a foul at the plate. The count goes to 0-1. So Landry. And he did go at the plate. And the count is 0-2. So an 0-2 count. And the ball's out. The count goes to 1-2. And Manavong missing out. The count evens up at 2-2. As Landy lays off there. Here in the 6th spot. And swing and a miss. Drop 3 there. They'll clear it. And throw down to Badar from Victorio. And the out recorded. Stepping in the 7-hitter Cash. Second baseman for Team Elite. And a strike inside. The count is 0-1. O'Grady steps back in. An 0-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup here. And the ball is low. The count evens up at 1-1. And a strike outside for Manavong. And the count goes to 1-2. So Cash steps back in with 1 out here. We're in the 5th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Manavong gets the K. And a strikeout there, and 2 outs on the books for the Prospects. Eli hitting in the 8th spot. Eli comes in as the DH here for the catcher. And a ball outside. The count goes to 1-0. And a ball gets through in a 5-6 side, so a solid hit there and on board with a single. And Knox will step in. And a strike there on the inside. Manavong opens up, and the count is 0-1. Going up against the batter, Knox. Knox steps out. Throw back over to first. And pitch on the way. Ball's cut foul, and the count goes to 0-2. And with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes here. Toss back over to Bedard. And strike 3 call. Manavong pumped up, coming off the hill there. And a strikeout for Manavong. And the Prospects will go to the bottom of the 5th. They'll get back on the offensive side. Stay with us. 4-0 ZT Prospects over Team Elite. You're enjoying semifinal game here in the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championships. Well, bringing you back into live action, the bottom of the 5th. The ZT Prospects leading this one 4-0 over Team Elite. And we're ready to start things off. Easton O'Quinn will step in for the Prospects, as the Prospects here will go 3-4-5. And the count is 1-0. Worth Ellison staying on the hill. And a ball up there. The count is 2-0. And back up the middle there. And no play As the second baseman rolled off, a good effort defensively trying to get there. As Cash rolled to his right and down the line quickly, Easton O'Quinn on board with a single. So Carter Nash will step in with O'Quinn over on the first base side. And Carter Nash tried to get the barrel out of the way, showed bunt, and on an elevated pitch just couldn't get it out of the way and fouls it back, and the count is 0-1. So Worth with an 0-1 count on Carter Nash. O'Quinn at first. Runner goes, swing and a miss, high throw down. In time is Easton O'Quinn. And a ball at the plate. And the count, was that 0-2? Was there a strike at the plate? I'm sorry. 0-2 there at the plate. Correction on my behalf. Apologies there, folks. And Nash takes the cut there, fouls it off to the right side. So Worth ahead here at 0-2. Second baseman shuffles in, pitch on the way, swing and a miss there. And Carter Nash will have a seat, and Worth gets the strikeout. So Worth gets the K, and that'll bring up Victorio. And O'Quinn parked at second. Brooks, the shortstop, moving in the back pocket of O'Quinn. And a strike there opening up. Victorio takes a look. And the count is 0-1. And a ball out, the count leaving up at 1-1. And a ball low and in, and the count goes to 2-1. Victorio hitting in the 5 spot with 1 out. Victorio, chopper, slow roller, vacating there. And out at the plate, they sent him. And Carlos Avila rolling the dice there, and looked like he might have had an option with O'Quinn coming around and sending him. They get the out at first. A good strategic play, and Carlos thought he might have had one there. And a good defensive play on Team Elite's side. They'll turn it over. Stay with us. We'll head to the 6th. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. Manavong stays on the hill. And starting things off. And on board with a single. And back to the top of the order. Prieto will step in. And a ball at the plate. The count's 1-0. They'll get one there. Throw across is not in time. Safe, but a good attempt. And they get the advancing runner and 1 out. So Manavong and the prospects with 1 down will bring in the 2-hitter Colton Dabowski, the left fielder. And that ball gets away at the plate. Manavong like to have that pitch back, and Victorio came out quickly to grab it as it caromed off the backstop, and a ball, and the runner will move up 90 feet. And the count is 2-0. Championship day. It's been a long tournament. We started a week ago Saturday. Pitch on the way. Ball upstairs. The count is 3-0. And a strike there, Manavong. Taking all the way at the plate, throws the strike over, and the count is 3-1. Ball 4, Manavong loses Colton Dabowski. Runners at first and second, and a visit out to the mound from Coach Eric Ortiz. And a ball pulled foul to the right side and out of play. An 0-2 count on the batter, Brooks. And that ball gets away. Fastball upstairs, and Victorio with a good snag there. And the count goes to 1-2. Excuse me. And a line shot. They'll tie it back up at first. And Badar did not get down on the bag, and safe coming back. And Gerolimic gets the out. And a good play there. Good effort by Bedard getting back, but not getting his foot down. 2 outs. And a ball pulled foul. The count is 0-1. And that ball gets through on Barberena. Big throw in. They're going to let it get. And Bedard cut it. And might have let that get through, but Bedard cut it at the mound. And one will come over. A 2-out single and an RBI. Count is score 4-1. And Manavong, the prospects with 2 outs. Barberena looked like he might have had a play there, but it was going through pretty hard. And they're going to run here over on the first base side. Hodges will step in. Manavong steps off. Pop up. And O'Quinn takes care of it. They bring one over. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th frame. 4-1 prospects. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Worth Ellison stays on the hill for Team Elite, and Trey Lawrence will step in the bottom of the 6th frame. 4-1 prospects. And a big cut there at the plate. That gets through. The count is 0-1. And Lawrence takes a cut, fouls it back. The count is 0-2. And Lawrence swinging a miss, strike 3. So Brooks opens up with a strikeout. And Brody Taylor will step in. Semi-final game here this morning, the 2025 WWBA National Championships here at the Met Sports Complex. And Brooks open up with a strike. The count is 0-1. Taylor looking for a knock. Base is empty. Bottom 6. 4-1 prospects. Taylor swing and a miss at the plate, and the count is 0-2. Ball low, 1-2 count to Taylor as he lays off there. So Brody steps in. Brooks here at a 1-2 count on him with 1 out. Taylor take a swing and fouls it back. So fouling off, and the count holds it a ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out, on deck, Noah Gerolamick. Taylor calls time. Ricky, our head umpire, grants it to him. He'll step back in. Brooks resets, pitch on the way. Taylor, right side, that ball's deep. Right fielder should have some range there and pulls it in. So the second out there to the right side. And 2 outs on the books. So Morris takes care of that one in right. And Gerolamick will step in with the bases empty and 2 outs. And Gerolamick takes a cut, fouls it off to the right side and out of play. The count is 0-1. Gerolamick through the 5-6 side, and no play there off his short, rolled to his right. And Gerolamick gets on board with a single. And Bedard will step in. So Brooks, righty-lefty matchup here. As Bedard steps in, Gerolamick over at first. And a ball out, the count is 1-0. And Bedard takes a swing, fouls it back. And the count evens up at 1-1 here with 2 outs for Brooks and Team Elite with Gerolamick over at first. Bedard singled his last at bat, looking for another knock and a throw over to the first base side. Gerolamick gets back in time. Morris playing first now, holding on Gerolamick. Strike outside, Bedard takes a look. The count goes to 1-2. And fouled off.
You okay, Blue? We need you. We don't want to break up any more fights now.
So Ricky takes one off the hat and he'll reset. A little visit out to the mound and Bedard will reload. So our head umpire, Ricky, says, I'm good. Gears back up. We're ready to roll here. And Brooks with a 1-2 count on Bedard. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th frame. 4-1 prospects. Bedard lays off, low in the zone. The count evens up at 2-2. And Bedard takes a cut, fouls it off.
Way to stay alive. Way to battle, kids. All you can do. Get that foot down. Come on now. Back well.
Bedard left side, that gets through in a 5-6. And Bedard continues to stay active and in the production line on board, and runners will be at first and second for Brandon Manavong. So Bedard gets on board with another single, and Manavong steps in. 2 outs. Brooks working from the stretch. Ball in, the count is 1-0. Chopper should be a routine play here. Fielder's choice, they'll go the way he wants or to first, and they take care of it. 4-3 put out. They'll leave a couple on. We'll head to the 7th, 4-1 prospect. Stay with us. The 2025 Perfect Game WWBA National Championship here at the Met Sports Complex. Well, the count goes to 1-1. With Landry at the plate. Ball's popped up. Barbarena calling it off from short, and he'll pull it in for the first out. So 1 down here, top of the 7th. Rudy Cash will step in, the second baseman, with 1 out. Another pop-up. Trey Lawrence calls off Barbarena from left field, and 2 down. So 2 down as Lawrence pulls it in, and stepping in, Eli comes in as the designated hitter. Curveball in for the strike. The count is 0-1. Ball out. The count evens up at 1-1. And swing and a miss into the glove of Victorio, and a foul tip, and the count is 1-2. And a ball cut foul. And a ball low. The count evens up at 2-2 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brandon Manavong goes the distance. And the Prospects, they take this one, the semifinals. They'll head to the show. And a great outing for Brandon Manavong. And the Prospects win this one 4-1. And a good matchup here as the Final Four stand. And the Prospects, they're 1 of 2 as they head to the title matchup. A good game for both clubs, and sportsmanship. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day for these young athletes. They'll shake hands at the mound, and a great showing for Team Elite. They got to the semis. And I'd like to thank our umpires, our head umpire Ricky, and his crew of Derek and Chad doing a nice job for the club as coaches and players will shake hands. The Prospects, they'll get to the title matchup. I'll bring it to you live. Chris Aller with the call. It's been a great tournament and perfect game, putting on another outstanding event here at the Met Sports Complex. Connor working with his crew, and Braxton, like to thank them and the Prospects. They'll win it. They move on to the championships. For now, this one's in the books. We'll see you soon.